I don't know about you guys, but the last thing I want to be doing this summer is a bunch of Pinterest crafts. So I've come up with a plan to keep my 3-year-old entertained all summer long and me stressing a lot less. Are you guys interested to hear the plan? Well, grab a cup of coffee and let's chat. I thought we would come outside today. Hello, my lovely friend. It's your girl, Chrystal. I think the first thing that we need to talk about is getting those kids outside early. Any way that you see fit. Go for a walk, play with some bubbles, dig in the dirt, especially like to the playground because it gets so hot. Those slides become unbearable to deal with in the summer heat and sun. To get them outside as early as possible, because what happens is if you get these high intense energy burns where they go and they run around on the slides, or they don't run on the slides, but go on the jungle gym and go down the slides, swing on the swings, see other kids, get to have some social interaction, that's gonna wear them out. And then you can get them home, maybe do an activity, then get them down for a nap or like a quiet time. My son doesn't really do naps anymore. So quiet time for us could just be like coloring. Maybe he's looking at a book. We have some tent play, pop up some tents, or maybe we make a fort and he can just go in the fort for a little while and everyone's quiet. Funny story about these guys. These are the exact same tents that I had when I was a kid in the 90s. I got another set similar to that off of Amazon. Lower quality for sure. Not the same. Nothing's ever the same, is it? So, but fantastic. Now he's popped up. He's gonna get in there. Hopefully maybe he falls asleep in there. Fingers crossed. For playgrounds, I highly recommend having a list of playgrounds that are in a short distance from the house. So that way you can rotate how many playgrounds you're going to every single week. I probably will end up going to the playground maybe 2 to 3 times a week. And I don't want to go to the same one every single time. So having a list ready to go where you can just like kind of rotate those throughout the weeks of the summer is really nice. Now, when it comes to figuring out like what in the world are we going to do for the day, this is where I stress out the most, because then I go on Pinterest and there's so many activities and ideas and I'm just like, overwhelmed. This is what I think is going to help you and I plan so much more smoothly. Themed days. Sunday is your rest day. The other days could be water day. This is when you deal with water, doing water type activities. It could be a kiddie pool in the backyard, or a splash pad, or a sprinkler, a water table. Maybe throw your kids' toys in Jell-O like Jim did on The Office with the stapler. Do that and put their toys in there, and then they can like be in the kiddie pool, taking it apart and playing with Jell-O. Really cool sensory activity for them. You could do the same thing with ice, like get a bowl of water, put their toys in there, and then they can like use a hammer and they can like bang the ice and stuff. Really fun way to stay cool. Craft day. I think designating one day for crafts is a brilliant plan, but only pick like 1 or 2 things to create. Okay, so here's an idea that kind of came to me after watching Daniel Tiger on PBS. The teacher had the kids create these little like nature bags, so that way when they were about to go on a walk, they could put things in their nature bag that they had seen, like rocks or flowers or twigs, leaves, whatever. Basically, it's like 2 pieces of felt, you sew them together, glue them together, and you decorate them. Pretty simple, really easy. Let's take it a step further though. When you come back from that hike or trip or walk or whatever, create nature art. You can glue into like a butterfly or like a bouquet of flowers if you want. There's tons of ideas on Pinterest that I saw and I was like, oh, we're gonna be doing this. We're putting some glitter on some pine cones. We're gonna paint some rocks. We're gonna do all the things. Also, like I would only need like paint brushes, maybe a few art pieces here and there. I think it's a really great idea. What do you guys think? Give this video a huge thumbs up so that way I can help other parents. Foodie day. Well, we're gonna talk all about food. Create something, maybe do smoothies, popsicles, maybe bake a cake or some sort of dish with the berries you bought at a local farmer's market or something. Focus on food, getting them in the kitchen, involved with creating meals. This could be a daily habit if you want them involved in making dinner every day. At least gives them something to do. They're not watching television. It's a great option. I tend to forget that my 3-year-old can do things and is capable of doing things, and getting him involved in more practical life stuff like making meals is a great way to keep him entertained without me having to pull out an activity, if you will. Library and learning days. This is when you go to the library. I mean, my library has a reading hour for kids. Easy thing to do. Maybe take him to the playground early in the morning. go over to library, have like a sandwich ready to go that we could eat by like at the library or something like that, or we pick something up, bring it home and eat it, and then hopefully maybe get a nap in then after that. It doesn't always have to be library. Maybe the day you're focusing on, gardening, like maybe we're learning about gardening and how plants grow and what's so important about it. I think it's really cool to just have these conversations, or at least read stories about them. All right, another theme day, family day. This is when you can obviously do things as a family. You can, go on excursions, go to the farmer's market, go bowling, maybe go to the movies. I'm not really sure this would be something that a 2 or 3-year-old would really sit through. Like my son really doesn't sit through movies at home. I don't expect him to do it at a movie theater, okay? It's a little too exciting. Maybe a 4-year-old would be better for that. But mini golf or, ice cream trips and stuff like that, really great ways you can interact together, and like having a theme day where you're like, okay, as a family, let's go on an excursion. Another theme day, adventure or trip day. This would be when you get out of the house for a little bit of entertainment. This would be really cool for like a hike or picnic if you're trying to keep it on budget, which is what I'm gonna do. I call it adventure day because I feel like it could be endless. It could be on the same theme as like family day, like you could go bowling, mini golfing, you could go grab ice cream, but get out of the house. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go grocery shopping, so that'll be the day that I designate for grocery shopping. I want to keep things as simple as possible, so I want you to do the same thing. So only pick 1 or 2 activities to do during the day, because it's gonna mean less for you to, get out, clean up, and put away. Now, I highly recommend that you plan once a week. For me, that's going to be every single Sunday, where I kind of plan out my week, and I'll probably rotate my theme days based on what the weather's doing as well. So if we're inside or if it's raining, I'll do some rainy day activities, or I will do more crafts on those types of days. If you're just like overwhelmed with crafts and you're like, crafts really aren't my thing, maybe a subscription box is worth it for you. KiwiCo has koala crates for kids 2 to 4 with tons of craft activities. Check out my review right here to see if it's the right fit for your family. If it's a rainy day, here's some rainy day activities for you guys to check out. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was so good to see you. I hope you subscribe so I can see you more often. Go crush this summer, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.